Hello and welcome to the weekly bench update. As you can see, we've got some vintage goodies to share with you guys. We've got a shop card shout out, a parts plea, and of course we'll talk about what's going on the bench. So let's kick it off with that shop card shout out. We've got a card in from Tim Nolan's Rat Daddy Studios. That beautiful looking Corvette build. Can't go wrong with that red, white, and blue rod shop livery. Always a classic. Not only is he into the car stuff, but he's also into kind of the non-traditional stuff, like these monsters, the zingers, the weirdos, the rat fink stuff, all that kind of stuff he's really big into, and especially doing it in these wild, like neon colors, bright colors, metal flake colors. So if you guys are into that kind of non-traditional models, make sure to go check out Tim. He definitely deserves some more subscribers over there. He's got his own website there. Of course, his email. There's his YouTube. I'll make sure to leave a link in the description to go directly to his channel. But again, if you're into this kind of non-traditional stuff, just has a lot of fun over there with his builds, make sure to go check him out. Again, thanks for the card, Tim. Now let's go into the parts plea. This is a request for some parts. I am kind of in desperate need of some parts for this kit right here. This is the 60 Chevrolet Apache from AMT or SMP, part of that Sean collaboration build that I did. I'm missing a couple of parts to kind of get that one together. I would like to keep it box stock, so that's kind of why I'm chasing these parts. A little tricky to find them, as the couple of parts that I need are just the 1 year only, and that is, let's see if I can get a good flap here. I need the parking lights, and I need the brake cylinder and washer bottle there. The washer bottle should be good from any of those early 60s years. There's another look at it. Brake cylinder and washer bottle, and then of course the parking lights. No, the new 1960 version will not work. It has to be from these original releases as far as the parts there. So if anybody has those out there, be willing to sell or even borrow, they're both pretty simple parts that I believe I could cast relatively easily. Please get a hold of me, get a hold of my email or Facebook or wherever you need to get a hold of me. I definitely would like to get a hold of those parts so we can finish up that project. If you have any of these other parts, or maybe even a kit, total kit you want to sell, by all means give me a shout. I have plenty of other vintage parts I need too. So if you have a big collection of vintage parts, let me know. I can shoot you a list and see what we can come up with. Whether we got trade, buy, borrow, steal, whatever we need to do. So again, there's my parts plea. I need the marker lights and that brake cylinder and washer bottle so we can get going on this buddy build. Next up, the stash ads. These come from 3 different vendors. We'll start off with these parts packs up here. Nothing too exotic, but we got the Fiat coupe body. Looks like it's untouched inside there. So again, the Fiat body. We've got a set of the custom car interior parts. These ones are fairly common. I've got a few of them. So just another nice representation with everything still on the trees in there. Got the door panels. We got the tuck and roll dash. Just some neat parts. Again, I've got a few of those that we can use on some projects. And last, I think this one's a little bit rare. I don't know that I've ever come across this one. This is reversed rims and wire wheels. Of course, you got those Studebaker wheels there. Got some nice wire wheels there. And these are the wheels that I was actually buying these parts packs for. So you can see that they're the small slot, 4-slot wheels. Looking to get those for the Moon Eyes Dragster, as the original had those really small slot wheels, but unfortunately the other side doesn't match up with the Moon Eyes. So again, we just got a nice parts pack here. You see up there a few other parts, but nonetheless, still just kind of a minty on the tree set there for a reasonable price. The next one's up. Let me kind of reorganize this. Pull the Studebaker and this one out of the way. All of this came from one vendor, Facebook Marketplace. As you can see, we've got a bunch of these early testers PLA paints. Most of these are thinners, but we do have a few colors. We got yellow. Check out that price, 15 cents. Got a bunch of those. We've got some black. Nice to see that early stuff. This one looks still pretty full there, pretty mint additions. We got a old school tester cement for plastics. Still got a good bottle of these. A lot of this stuff is all obviously 60s era stuff from the original builder. We picked up again on Facebook. Got a couple of different testers there. Nice to see a variety of just different paint bottles. There we got a red Pactra, 10-cent flat insignia red. Just cool little additions, and especially this one, getting kind of a new old stock enamel, crazy cool colors. Dig these far out Pactra weirdo paints. I think something that Tim Nolan would like with all of his weirdo and bright painting stuff. Again, for all the wild ones. This one is kind of new old stock. Like I said, doesn't look like it's ever been opened up. And there you can catch the copyright of 1964 on this guy. So to stand the test of time, again, looking like it's been completely untouched. Give you a look at the back. Just a really neat kind of a museum type piece. Just looks good on the shelf with all the colors and in the condition it is. Give you another look there. Just too cool not to pass up there. And now on to another box. This one unfortunately does not contain the kit. A pretty cool kit to get your hands on. Hopefully someday I can. All the cool multi-ways there. What's inside of it though is some of the leftover parts, but it's also got a stack of decals. Some of these original, again, decals from the original 60s builder, original owner. We'll just flip through a few of these just because they're kind of neat. Probably won't see many of these. Of course, they're not in the greatest condition. A little beatnik box there. Let's see if we can dump these out. And just, I think they're neat to look at. These old school decals. Those are in fairly decent shape, as you can see. Here we got one for the 43 JR Barracuda. That would be a cool build to do. Having an original sheet is pretty cool. And if anybody desperately needs something for their collection, by all means, shoot me a message. We'll see if we can work something out. Always into vintage stuff. We got something to trade. Got a couple of cool old school decal sets. Model car science. All the old style labels. Just really cool to see. It's kind of a used up set there. Got another set of racing sets. This is all the Revell Parts Pack Speed decals. I think there's 3 sets of these in this pack. Part number C1156. We'll give you a look at the decals that come again. Lots of cool old school decals. We got a hot rod, we got a Carcraft, we got a Rod and Custom. Great looking moon eyes. Land Grant, Hedman headers, Mickey Thompson. Just some fantastic old school decals. Again, there's I think 3 sheets of both. The other one, the other half of this pack is the numbers. I wish they would make a set like this so you can buy new. Would love all these old school class designations. A, B, C, D, AA, CM. We got Roadster stuff. Definitely wish there was a source for those. Just a neat decal. Again, kind of like museum-esque stuff. And just a few leftover parts from that 30 Model A. We do have all those cool like moon disc type wheels. Got an engine in there. A few other parts. But still a pretty nice box there. If you ever come across the kit and need a better box, it says 1962. Some of the parts in this kit, a really neat vintage piece from the original owners. Last over here, he had a bunch of kits. Unfortunately, I could not make a deal on all of them, so I did pick out a couple out of the stash to snag up. Right here is one, a pre-painted one. This is a 59 Pontiac. Looks like it's got all of the parts to do it. Windshield, interior, good looking grill. It's even got the insert there. painted on the bottom. Screws are out of it right now. We've got the original 3-in-1 instructions, and we've got a bunch of other parts. The dash is in there, steering wheel, got the big skirts, so that's a really nice pickup there. It'll be a nice rebuilder someday. Again, having all the main components, taillights, body parts, all the important stuff. And over here, got a 1961 convertible customizing kit. Pretty cool box art. We have a Continental convertible from 1961. I'm going to go around the box since we have a top for this one. We did not get a top with the other one. But you look inside. Got a very clean looking decal sheet or instruction sheet for all of those stock, custom, and pace car. Looks like they were doing some paint testing with some colors, but otherwise we have not touched the interior. And the body's only been slightly touched. We've got an antenna mounted. I think the bumpers are just setting on there. We've got a good looking Lincoln. Custom front end's been placed on there. We've got all the wheels. Glass is loose. Underside has been painted black. But down in the box we've got the rest of the goodies. We've got the original grill. We've got the other custom parts. We've got the dash, which has been started. Again, just kind of lightly touched on this guy. We've got a nice clean roof. All sorts of other goodies that I'll have to go through and rebag. But it's great to pick up. Nice slab side Continental, great classic looking gangster styled car. So again, at least happy to pick up a couple of the good ones. And I think he had like 8 other ones. I just couldn't come up with the funds to throw a deal at. But again, gotta get what you can get. So I'm still happy to get these couple of kits and all of those kind of cool old school paints. And the last of the stash ads. This one's, I guess, is still considered vintage because this is 98, I guess. Not as vintage as I thought it was. I thought it was the 80s release, but still a 30 Ford Model A Coupe. Good looking kit. I do believe that this is a descendant of that other 6-in-1 kit that I got the box for. And the vintage piece we ended up with out of this pair is the original 1953 Studebaker customizing kit. Love the AMT 3-in-1 stuff. And this is definitely a cool one to pick up. Not an ultra rare one because, again, they are still repopping this one to this day. But to get the original release is still nice to put into the stash. Love all the versions. I would love to do a stock version. Got some of the parts there. Got the custom version, very simple custom, but just has good lines there. And of course the Mr. Speed on the top. This one is complete, minus the bucket seats, instructions, and the decals. Pretty much all fell apart, but otherwise a pretty mint kit inside. Again, for 25 bucks to pick this one up. Silly to say no to get an original for the same price you can get a later release. So with that kind of wraps up the stash ads. As far as the bench, we're still working on the old Tom Dragster. I'll do its own kind of update. I'll do probably a 2-stage update kind of midweek next week. And then we started looking at the senior build, which is the Boot Hill Express. I'll grab the box here. When I open that up, I realized some of the parts had been painted, so they've been stripping this week, so we can get a start on this again next week. We will be doing again separate video for that, but we'll get those other parts cleaned up, started over. And again, please, if you guys have these parts, whether you want to sell or just loan them out to me so that I could do a cast on them, it would be super appreciated. It's been a real struggle trying to chase these down, so it would be much appreciated again if you guys have these parts so we can get that build wrapped up as well. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.